GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
We had 5-6 weeks of rehearsal, so I think that at that point we were kind of thrown into it, I think, because you're reading as two characters who have been together for a while. But when I was younger, I definitely was the very loud, obnoxious, troublemaking child, and then I think in my teens it kind of went the other way. I think as you grow older, your perception of relationships change. I think obviously when you're younger, you're very immature, and your idea of love is very different to what it is when you grow up. You become a bit more practical and logical, and I think I've become a much more rational person when it comes to love. I feel
जिंदगी में LoveYapa कितने बार हुआ है? Love नहीं.
LoveYapa I don't know about, but I mean heartbreak is happened. I think your first heartbreak is always.
When was the first heartbreak, by the way?
I think I must have been about 16.
Do you feel that you are actually not introverts, but you're actually ambiverts?
I don't know what an ambivert.
It's been so many months that I've been craving a light-hearted, funny rom-com, and trust me, I have to tell you this. Guilty as charged, when the song dropped, I've been obsessed. I can show it to you, I told the team. I was traveling back and forth from Calcutta around the same time. And I have downloaded the song on YouTube so that whenever I want to hear it on the flight, I can. And I walk endlessly on the Lokhandwala back road, and I've been only listening to that. And sometimes people get a little scared because I'm like, tuck, 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 I'm doing that. I'm like, oh, I realize that I'm not at home. But thank you for doing this, Junaid and Khushi. Khushi, I'm meeting for the first time. Khushi, thank you so much for sending all the voice messages that you've been sending for all the other people. Because we do this show, and the only time we've spoken, actually we spoke a little bit, but beyond that, every time we've spoken for work is, Khushi, you know, I'm interviewing this person from your family. Can you just send a voice note? Can you just send a voice message? So you've been really, really kind. And I remember having the last conversation, which was so good, such a good film. And today we are talking about LoveYapa. Zindagi mein LoveYapa kitne baar hua hai? Love nahi, LoveYapa kitne baar hua hai? मुझे वो जानना है पहले.
LoveYapa I don't know about, but I mean heartbreak is happened. I think your first heartbreak is always very special.
Special?
I'm saying looking back is always very special.
Special, you're saying?
Yeah,
no,
special.
I didn't care about it.
When was the first heartbreak, by the way?
I think I must have been about 16.
16. So, school, college.
College.
I also must have been some school relationship.
But
नहीं मैं तो college में था तो हाँ.
so you were like,
School as in like mine was till 12.
हाँ,
you
it
know?
was till 12,
Yeah.
correct.
so you are saying that you were very like attached, and then it was difficult for you. Is it special because of that, or because of the lessons that you learned?
No,
from
it was थोड़ा unrequited and हाँ.
Oh, इसीलिए एक तरफा प्यार. एक तरफा प्यार.
हाँ.
एक तरफा प्यार हुआ है कभी?
No.
एक तरफा, of course. How sweet.
सबका हुआ है.
एक तरफा होता ही है यार, एक तरफा होगा. I don't know. I must have had also.
No, you don't necessarily do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. But I want to
I
know.
don't do anything about anything.
Shut up. He has this calm demeanor where I feel like you guys are very fun, actually. When we were talking about the changing names and everything, it was such a fun conversation. Do you feel that you are actually not introverts, but you're actually ambiverts? Sometimes do you feel that?
I don't know what an ambivert
Ambivert is like who's selectively introverted
Yeah,
and extroverted.
yeah.
Like
I
you're
think I'm
extroverted in
like
front of
that.
people who you're comfortable with.
Comfortable with. I think I'm like
Nahin,
that
nahin.
for sure.
You are introverted. You've always been like this. So has it ever been a problem like for you to express your feelings to anybody?
Yeah, I'm very bad at expressing my feelings.
How many times? Like,
I've
this
learned
thing-
how to now.
Oh, you were also bad. Pehle.
I was bad, but I think I've like tried to learn how to express. I think I'm better at it now. What do you say?
I say what?
So I
Then
interrupted your
how
question.
bad were you?
Thank you for that. Please continue interrupting.
I say, how bad were you at expressing? Like, when did you realize that
No, I'm very bad at it.
Bachpan se?
हाँ.
You know, this film is coming at a time when we are really having a dearth of movies like this. Honestly speaking, I understand there have been horror comedies that worked really well. There are action films that are working really well. There are action comedies that are working really well. But I haven't seen situational comedy like this or a rom-com like this in a really long time. Like Rocky or Rani maybe one. And then maybe Tu Jhooti or Makkar was the previous one. So it's taken that many gaps. Do you feel like this will at least be that one film in that genre that gets it back? Because a lot of people, when we meet media people, we always keep saying that, यार वो वाली movies क्यों नहीं बन रही जो colorful होती है, जो हमने बचपन से देखी है.
think बन रही हैं.
कहाँ?
Thinking about it.
Which was the last one that you watched?
The last one I saw was Rocky Rani.
See, that's 1.5 years ago.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the intention is to tell a good story. And I feel like when good stories are made, good films are made, there's always more of them
Yeah.
that end up happening. So hopefully, I guess, if things work out, true.
Yeah.
Given that both of you are very quiet, how did you break the ice? Like on the sets, and most of the shoot apparently was on the phone, right?
Yeah.
And you're reacting to cues.
Yeah.
So I want to know, how did you like break the ice? How many days did you shoot together?
We must have shot
5,
6, 7,
6
huh?
days, yeah.
6, 7 days, I think, at most.
6, 7 days only.
Yeah.
What? And how many
Together.
days did you shoot for the whole film?
For the full film was 40 days, 2 days of pickups, 4 days of songs. I think.
45.
50 days.
No,
chalo.
45, 46.
And
Total,
then
total.
out of
I'm not
that-
counting the songs. Songs obviously वो 4 दिन हमने
Yeah.
shoot किया. But और वो अभी shoot किया December में. But I think we
Rehearsals was kind of
rehearsals,
when it
yeah.
happened because we had 5-6 weeks of rehearsals. We had 5-6 weeks of rehearsals. So I think that at that point we were kind of thrown into it, I think, because you're reading as two characters who have been together for a while. So immediately I think as we read, that comfort kind of came, and yeah, I think it was fairly easy after that.
yeah.
Both of you guys are very easy. Like honestly speaking, when I meet you, I can feel that there's a sense of ease and comfort. But because you guys are quiet, do you feel you guys also bonded because you both were quiet?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
What do you have to say to this?
Yeah, I mean, I think people think we're very different from each other, but I actually think we're quite alike.
I used to think you are the most talkative one in the family.
Oh.
I'm not kidding. I told this to Janvi also. I used to feel like, oh, because I'm the younger one, okay, in the family. I have a 10-year older brother. My brother is quiet, and I've always seen, I don't know how, but I've always seen the younger one being a little like boisterous, naughty, and all of that. So I used to feel like this one is the more naughty
But
one.
when I was younger, I definitely was the very loud, obnoxious, troublemaking child. And then I think in my teens, it kind of went the other way.
Were you also like this, or?
No, yeah, I think I was always shy and quiet.
So what were your outlets? Like if you had to express something, what would you do?
No, I mean, I would talk, but I would talk, but yeah, I generally was quiet. And
No, people write, people also do a lot of that.
no,
right?
I wasn't big. First Heartbreak, I did write some poetry. Not very good poetry, I was 16, but poetry nonetheless. But
I've tried journaling.
yeah, no, I don't think I've done much.
But what have you
writing either.
learned from your first relationship or heartbreak? Have you taken that lesson? Like, have you ever thought of it that way? That, okay, this is the thing that I should do, I shouldn't do in life, or possibly in my next relationship?
I think I definitely shouldn't be writing poetry. Yeah, but I don't think, I think it was very early on. Yeah, I think I have fond memories of it, but I don't think, yeah, I don't know.
I think as you grow older, your perception of relationships change. I
Yeah.
think obviously when you're younger, you're very immature, and your idea of love is very different to what it is when you grow up. You become a bit more practical and logical. And I think I've become a much more rational person when it comes to love. I feel like there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. You're human. There's bound to be some errors. And I think it's about compromise and learning and communication. So I feel like what I've learned from before is that you just need to have a really good way of communication with your partner.
Absolutely. So how would you define love today? Like if I ask you how would you define love at this very moment, what would you say? Anybody?
I think love is love, yeah. I don't think definitions have changed so much. I think it's a very primal human emotion that...
yeah.
It's like an instinctual feeling.
yeah, and I think it transcends culture, language, time, generations. I think that feeling is so universal. So I don't think it's that way has changed much. I guess terminology has changed, language
Yeah.
has changed.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
it's not even bound to relationships. I think it's just spread across so many different means it's not just about a single person, it's about so many different people in your life and things. And
Yeah, love is love.
Yeah.
Love can be like, you can love anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like romance is something and love is something, so there's a difference.
Yeah.
But if I had to ask you, when was the last time you felt like you are in love?
Trick
I
question.
love feeling love. I feel love every day.
Of
I
course
agree.
you do.
Trick question.
Of course.
Me too.
अच्छा ये
Same Z's.
ये हमको जान now you know I'm gonna be Khushi, you have to be on my side. We gotta know more about this one. You feel love every day, you're saying.
Yeah, I feel love all around me.
अच्छा no I mean like the romantic wala love.
I feel the romantic kind of love all around.
अच्छा I got a headline. I just realized. No. But I'm just gonna say that, you know, you also come from two very heavyweight legacies, right? Do you ever feel the pressure of living up to it? Because your family members have been extremely supportive. So that is having a supportive family is a huge privilege in today's times, right?
Absolutely.
And doesn't matter whether you are from the industry or not. If you have a supportive family, it's the biggest privilege that one can have. But then because of you guys coming from a certain family who already established themselves in the industry, there are always more eyeballs. And if you slip, they're waiting to like drag you down. So do you get that feeling even before like you start off?
See, there are advantages, but I feel like, yes, okay, people may be waiting to drag you down, but you have this backing and cushioning.
Yeah.
And that's an advantage that we have. And I think it's important to acknowledge that. And I feel like as long as you do that and you do good work and you work hard, then that's all that matters, really. People are going to keep saying things no matter what you do. And I don't think you should let that affect you. Take constructive criticism, move forward and keep working. I think there are many benefits to being in this position, and you can't let someone saying something on the internet, let it, you know, affect you so much.
Absolutely. But does it affect you? Did it ever affect you?
Of course, at some point, I think it must have, but I've seen it since I was growing up. So now I don't really listen to it too much, and I try to not let it bother me. And I just feel like I have better ways of coping with it now.
Khushi, before I ask him for his side of the story, but I want to ask you that, like you said that you've seen it for the longest time, right? Everybody who's coming right now, Ananya and everybody, they've all faced it. Like you guys are growing up in a very social media generation, right? In the beginning, when you were not even a part of the industry, did it get to you? Did it bog you down or hurt you on a human level ever? If you remember any incident.
Yeah, see, I feel like there's certain things that I can't change about myself. And it would hurt me, I think. When I was really young, I didn't really understand why I would hear these things. And I think as I got older, I feel like you come from this family, you come from this privilege, and this is just something that you have to take on. You outweigh the pros and cons of the situation, and you just need to understand. Of course, it's really harsh and rude sometimes, but you just learn to deal with it.
Yeah. What about you?
You know, yeah, I really haven't seen it that way. And I think the consensus is between everyone that's because I'm not on social media.
That's also But do you read? Do you read?
No.
What is written, what is not written? What
No, I'm not on.
If not even the good.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not on Instagram at all. So
I know, yeah.
kahan pe padhu?
I think you just have
Google.
to be yourself. Like you have to be true to yourself and be honest, and you can't let someone else's opinion of you change how you feel about yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with that. I agree
Yeah.
with that.
So I've actually never seen it. I've only received love from people.
But that's true. You have actually only received love. I want to tell you that when we did that interview, everybody came and like they have poured their hearts out and they've sent you so much love, because somehow I don't know, there is a set prototype that they have for people coming from film families, and you didn't fit into that prototype for the audience, and they suddenly felt like, oh, he's different, you know, he's nothing like his father and XYZ. Not that I feel that your voice and your tonality, like you're very quiet, which is like your mother. But I feel like otherwise, you guys are very different. Like Janvi and you are also very different when it comes to like tonality, because I feel that she talks way more, and she definitely has I think you're more careful. You know what to speak and where to speak. Bichari wo phas jati hai kahin na kahin interviews mein. You're the protective one, I feel, sometimes between the two of you. Is it true?
Yeah, I think we both are in many different ways. I think we both have moments of kind of being protective of each other. I think she's definitely more like a mother bear type. Like she's aggressively protective, and I'm very like silently protective. But I
Silent
think
being the-
silent being the main focus. But I think we both have our ways of looking out for each other.
When we speak about your mom and your dad, also you have a very, very nice relationship with Kiran ma'am. I heard that apparently she had auditioned you for a film and she enacted.
Lapata Ladies.
Yeah.
Oh no, she auditioned. No. She acted as my mother in the Lal Singh test. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. In our Lal Singh test that we done with Advait, she was playing my mother.
And
How cute.
Yeah.
what was the scene? Which was the scene
She's
that
the
you
best
did?
actor in the family.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. वो तो हम लोग को पहले से पता था.
But even Lapata Ladies you were supposed to do.
I did test for Lapata Ladies also.
And why did it not work out?
I think Sparsh was better suited for the part.
I think this is something about your family. I've realized this, that every time, like, have you seen that episode when Amit sir came on Kapil Sharma's show?
Yeah. Huh.
And he said something really, really like funny about all of you. He's like, मेरे बच्चे मेरी बात सुनते नहीं है. What is it that he has told you which you have not listened to, and what is it that he's told you which you religiously follow as a human being?
I feel that he has tremendous experience. He's been working for like 40 years now. And he's very helpful. But see, I feel if you are going for advice, you should have something specific you want to know about. You can't just generally go asking for general, because that doesn't make any sense.
That's true.
So whenever I've gone to him and asked him for something specific, he's always been very helpful. He's had the best advice ever. But there are also certain times that, parents will be parents and you have to be like, ठीक है पापा, मैं समझ गया. Don't do it.
Do you have arguments with him?
Yeah, we have arguments.
And what was the last
We
one?
have
That you
disagreements, discussions. He's very protective. Like on this film also we had. For this film I had to learn how to ride a motorcycle. So he was a bit like, कोई ज़रूरत नहीं, earring लगा दो. I'm like, Papa, at some point in life, I will have to do a film where, I need to ride a motorcycle. I shot Dhoom 3, didn't ride that bike even once, and I know how to ride a motorcycle. So, हाँ, but मतलब Dhoom 3 के action budgets अलग होते हैं.
That's true.
अभी आप हर चीज के लिए face replacement नहीं कर सकते. For a smaller film. अच्छा, yeah, that's true. But earring लगा लो ना, कोई ज़रूरत नहीं.
But did you?
So I said, Papa, ठीक है.
But what did you do?
No, I learned how to ride a motorcycle.
I knew it. I knew it. In your family, your father is the coolest.
Yeah.
He is the coolest. What he's told me. I was 5 minutes late, and he's like the funniest. He's really funny, which is a side of his that a lot of people don't get to see. But he's just funny.
No, he's quite hilarious.
Yeah,
Actually,
he
Boney
is.
uncle is damn fun.
And that reel that you guys did.
Yeah.
Oh my! Whose idea was
That
it?
was Janvi's direction completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fab. I remember when you guys were at the Lokhandwala house, I had gone to meet your mom had done this interview, and that time you were very, very young. And she had told me, and Janvi had not come into the films also. She was like, I don't want any of my kids to come into movies. How many times did you hear it while growing up? And when was it that you felt like, okay, no, I think Mama is gonna be okay with me being an actor? And when did you decide to?
Yeah, I mean, I think she always knew. She knew that this is what I was going to do. But I think maybe in her head, she didn't want me to do it. Because obviously, I think you need to be a bit thick-skinned if you're an actor. There's a lot that goes into it. And mentally, it can get a bit taxing sometimes. So I think she would just say all these things, but she knew ultimately that I wanted to do this because since I was young, it's all I've ever known, it's all I've talked about, it's all I've done around the house. Like my playtime would be acting. I would pretend to be a chef in the house, pretend to be this, pretend to be that. And I think it was just like very known in the house that this is what's going to happen.
But were you demanding? You were not a demanding child, you're saying?
No, I don't think so.
But you were.
I think I was quite spoiled by my parents when I was younger.
You made your father go and look for a pink taxi.
Yes.
In London. Who does that? How old were you?
Someone who is like, someone who knows that if you ask for something, he'll come to you. Obviously, as a child, my parents really loved me. Bless their souls, they really wanted to provide for me. And I asked for something because I thought that they'll give it to me. And then they did also.
This is the best. कि दे भी दिया. When do you think like you realize that no, I shouldn't be doing this then?
Obviously, then I had some common sense in me, and I was like, you can't ask for anything you want in life because that's not how you should go. And yeah, I think I grew up eventually. And then I think I stopped talking only. That's when it happened.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.